The risk result is equals to 464 million euros, had a huge impact in the first quarter of this current year. In the second quarter of 106 million, for a total of 570 million in the last 9 months. It's more than double from last year due to Russian-Ukrainian war, but despite this, lower operating costs and higher revenues still lead to a more than double increase in operating profit.
Also 500 million euro top level adjustment available for future challenges. Remaining TLA is available to cover potential Russia direct effects as well as secondary effects like supply chain disruption, higher energy prices and economic slowdown.
Wait a minute. You may be wondering who we are and what our managers are talking about right now. Let me explain. We are Commerzbank, leading bank and partner of German Mittelstand for around 28,000 corporate clients group and about 11 million private and small business companies for Germany and more than 1 million business clients worldwide. We are trying to combine some advantages of a digitized bank for around like personal advisory services, customer focus, digitalization, sustainability, and profitability. We want to add value to our customers, our employees, our investors and shareholders, and for our company in its entirety. Our goal is clear. We want to become the digital consulting bank for Germany. Our bank's business segments are private customer and small businesses, corporate customers, and other and consolidation. And if we look up to corporate customer, we see that Commerzbank transacts approximately 30% of German foreign trade and has an international presence in nearly 40 countries. The segment offers full client of range of full product and full services international. I'm looking right now that a rating point of view, Standard & Poor's and Moody's have changed our outlook from negative to stable. But now, you may excuse me, I have some essential thing to do and probably we will see later again in the video. So now, let's see what our managers are talking about.
It's late. I back to work. See you later.
Okay, bye. See you later.
What a day. We are monitoring the level of our bank's capital adequacy and fortunately we have reached a good level, but it's increasingly difficult to meet the requirements set by the regulatory authorities.
Oh, tough work, man.
And what's the CT1 level? Were the required parameters respected?
Sorry, do we know each other? Who are you?
He is the new intern. He is a smart guy and very prepared. Teach him something too and explain what to do.
Yes, I'm Raffaele. I'm the new intern. This is my first job after graduating at the University of Parma in Italy.
Very nice. Nice to meet you. Welcome to this reality. I'm sure that you will have a great time here.
The pleasure is mine.
Don't touch me.
Sorry.
The CT1, answering to your question, the CT1 of our bank is equal to 24 billion. The 81 capital is equal to 3.2 billion, while the Tier 2 capital is equal to 4.3 billion, for a total capital of 31.6 billion, and while our total risk-weighted exposure amount is equal to 175 billion.
Got it. And do you also evaluate these parameters in percentage terms?
Of course, man. The CT1 ratio is 13.72%, pretty above the average, and 9.43% is the minimum that is required to us. So we can say that is highly respected. The Tier 1 is 15.57%. The capital ratio also is 18.06%, while the capital conservation buffer is 2.50%.
Fantastic.
Maybe one day you will be in charge of capital adequacy. Would you like that?
Sure, but I think I'm more inclined to stay in touch with people and follow customers.
Okay, we will see.
I see that customers are very happy to deposit their savings here in Commerzbank.
Oh please man, get the coffee.
Yes, you can say it. Also thanks to development of the relationship between the customer and the bank. We have an excellent on banking. One of our strengths is strategic positioning on the market for new technologies.
New technologies? I see that. The coffee machine doesn't work either. I had ordered a coffee, it gave me a tea.
It never gave tea.
However, we want to become the #1 digital advisory bank in Germany. We are creating two services to become more digital and innovative. But we are ranked the safest online bank in Germany in 2021. For example, thanks to our live transaction based on the blockchain.
We have a current plan to automate supply chain in German industry and to integrate financial services into them. 5G, artificial intelligence, blockchain, such stuff. You know?
We are planning to invest 1.7 billion in our IT.
We are expanding our solution based in clouds.
Cloud-based, you would say.
What did they say? Clouds.
No, the cloud.
However, the cloud, Commerzbank is today the German leader in online banking.
Oh, amazing. And do we have online reviews?
Obviously. Review will be highly positive. Do a research on the review and bring it to me as soon as possible.
Now.
Be fast, man!
I think I will be very positive.
Of course, it cannot be otherwise.
A few moments later.
Here I am, I get something.
I'm so tired.
Okay, let's hear what you get.
I stopped on customer reviews on Trustpilot because I think it's enough.
For sure it's enough.
Yeah, because avoid this bank, worst customer service in my life, very unpolished and
Sorry. It's late.
Yeah, it's late. Let's go to work. Have a good day.
Today.
Good morning, Raffaele.
Good morning.
Have you done the internal financial report needed for tomorrow's meeting?
Yes, for sure. I've been working all the week.
Well done. Then I'll see you in the meeting room to analyze your task with the chairman.
Okay, for sure.
A few moments later.
Well, the revenues amount to 5.2 billion, then the net interest income is 2.8 billion, and it will increase thanks to central bank that is increasing the interest rate to fight inflations. Then the net commission income is 1.8 billion, while the net fair value result is 357 million. Then we double operating result to 1.3 billion with a margin of 25.5%, which of a 29.5% in the private and the small business customer segment and 17.3% in the corporate client segment. At least the net result is 768 million with a margin of 15.2%. And can be this okay for tomorrow?
Wow, even if you are very young, you look very, very smart.
Thanks, I want to avoid the gap in tomorrow's presentation.
But remember, don't miss to talk about the equity.
Okay, and you have any advice for me?
Yeah, for sure. You can start talking about the equity amount to 30.5 billion euros, and then you can explain the most important financial ratio. For example, the leverage ratio, which is a measure of the Tier 1 capital divided by the leverage exposure, that was 4.6%, and the liquidity ratio, which is a measure of near-term solvency of a bank under a predetermined stress scenario, that was 141.2%.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your suggestion, and I will take more time to talk about that.
I suggest you to talk about our last announcement, improved medium-term financial targets associated with our strategy 2024. The bank has increased its revenue target by around 400 million to 9.1 billion, and now we'll expect an operating result of 3 billion with a potential return of about 3 to 5 billion to our shareholders through dividends and share buybacks. And for 2024, the bank now expects a return on tangible equity of more than 7%.
Yes, and the total revenues of about 9.1 billion now expected for 2024 financial year are 600 million higher than the figure for 2021. Possible interest rate hikes by the European Central Bank are not included in the revenues expectation. So, if rate increases occur, substantial additional revenue would be possible. And our goal is to reduce the proportion of the business with a low risk-weighted assets efficiency to 22%.
Yeah, okay, I need to review something before tomorrow presentation.
Okay.
Hi Alessio, what's up? What are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm booking my Christmas trip. I'm going to New York.
New York,
Yeah.
amazing! I work at several here in the New York branch.
Oh, and that was the experience.
Great, quite wonderful. The important thing was to take the bonus at the end of the year.
Quite wonderful. And what about the United States sanctions?
I don't know what are you talking about.
Before starting this experience, I did a research on Commerzbank. Have you ever heard about money laundering, Olympus?
What?
Alessio, you're working here and you don't know nothing about the Commerzbank New York branch? Briefly, the New York branch of Commerzbank has not maintained enough control and procedures to ensure the compliance with the United States anti-money laundering laws. The bank has not shared enough information about customers and correspondence transaction with foreign subsidiaries. And also, it creates monetary tools to reduce the number of alarms generated.
Oh, and before I heard Olympus, what is it?
It's a Japanese company that has carried out a lot of transactions through the New York branch, exploiting the deficiencies in the compliance of the bank to effect a fall of great dimension.
Oh my god, and what happened to the New York branch?
4 employees were fired, even if more others were involved in the matter. Maybe even Mariano, who knows?
How dare you!
That's all?
No. Then the bank had to pay a sanction of 1.45 million and enhance the internal controls by updating anti-money laundering procedures.
Really? So I believe that Commerzbank has not learned the lesson, since it was fined again in 2020 for similar behavior in the London branch.
Yes. Moreover, in that branch, 159 cases of unauthorized overrating were identified, in which clients' risk rating were lowered manually by Commerzbank staff.
It's true.
And, however, it's not the first scandal that affects German banks. Think, for example, Camex.
Camex takes its name from the tax transaction by which a network of banks and large shareholders have received billions from European treasuries, getting unduly refunded for the payment of the dividend tax. It concerned several financial groups in the country, despite it is suspected that Commerzbank as a service provider didn't collect capital taxes directly, but indirectly benefited from the commercial structure around the agreement. Anyway, if we want to say the whole thing, even a branch of an Italian bank was involved in the issue.
Always blaming Italy.
Have you ever taken a risk in your life?
Yes, coming to work here in Germany was really challenging. I miss my family so much.
No, seriously, I'm talking about real risk, the ones Commerzbank deals with. The risk management organization includes Group Credit Risk Management, Group Risk Control, Group Cyber Risk Information Security, and Group Big Data and Advanced Analytics. Risk capacity analysis is a key part of the bank's overall management and Commerzbank's internal capital adequacy assessment process. The economic risk-taking capacity, assessed using macroeconomic stress scenarios, is considered insured as long as the RBC coefficient is greater than 100%. In the first half of 2022, the RBC ratio was 179%, well above the minimum requirement. To manage and limit default risk in the Commerzbank Group, we use risk parameters including in this table. 85% of the group's portfolio is placed in internal rating classes 1 and 2, which constitute the investment grade area. We manage market risk and operational risk. The main component of market risk is interest rate risk, which is measurable thanks to trading book and banking book. In trading book, the focus is on financial instruments for which a secondary market exists. In banking book, the focus is on the sensitivity of the whole balance sheet to interest rate changes. Operational risk are difficult to quantify. For this reason, Commerzbank has set up a multi-stage system that brings together the defined limits on economic capital and those set for operational risk management during the year. In this table, we see operational risk events.
For example,
What?
what are these risks?
I just told you.
What? No.
Well, leave it. Go back to work.
Alright.
Gentlemen, the data on the last quarter had just come out. We are losing 7% on the stock market. Revenues have fallen slightly, but we have recorded a net profit of 195 million euros, which is well above the consensus of 160 million euros. And for the full year, it is expected to exceed 1 billion.
1 billion of profit, and they're cutting everyone out with the strong reduction in
Yeah.
personnel still in progress.
Yes.
I hope, however, that among the few hires there will be Raffaele.
Yes, but they're also doing positive things, especially in terms of ESG. I know that by 2050, Commerzbank aims to eliminate CO2 emissions from the entire loan and investment portfolio, and has also committed to channel 300 billions into sustainable products by 2025, and aims to optimize the consumption of resources, especially in building management and business travels, where the train is considered the preferred means. But what if, instead of encouraging train travel, they let employees sleep here?
Are you joking? 60 million euro.
Two customers. 2 million. It's 5. Non è vero che 5 è 2.
Ok, bye.
Ma perché stai a ridere? Ma forza c'è lui.
Io non ho fatto niente.
No, Mario!